I am great. Thanks for having me on. I'm so excited to connect with you. Yeah, I am in Denver and it is currently snowing, so staying warm. Yes, it is a good place to be, I must admit. Yeah, so here in Denver, I have really built up the recognition is like that go to clean beauty product formulator and expert. And so the local news here in Denver asked me to come on and tell viewers in Colorado about some great natural brands. And the first one was so much fun. They just kept having me back, and I've worked with a few different networks, but there's so many wonderful natural products out there that it's great that I have the ability to go on and really showcase what consumers should be looking for. So it's so funny because as an esthetician, I fell into product development. And I think it's really important to know the physiology of the skin and create products from that concept and basis. So I'm working on um, creating products that utilize not just natural ingredients, but also sustainable ingredients and formulation practices. And so I work with brilliant chemists and different brands to pull together concepts and philosophies to bring to market for consumers, giving them results, but also clean, good for you, good for earth in results. Hello? No, you totally busted. That's so weird. So I've worked with different brands, but the one that I work with full time, My Shell Dermaceuticals, is such a fantastic line. And we have developed several different items. And one of my favorites is called our Perfect C serum. It's a pro serum with 25% pure L-ascorbic acid. This thing is such a powerhouse. The vitamin C is naturally derived. It is stabilized, so it's not going to oxidize, but it's loaded with other really good ingredients that are going to provide benefits for your skin, plant stem cells, active essential oils, but also key hydrators to go in and make sure and replenish that moisture balance. So we formulate a lot with vitamin C at My Shell because our philosophy is to bring those actives to the natural consumer. So it started about 10 years ago. I was working as an esthetician and working in a spa with clients. And I saw a posting for a local company, and it was all about natural skincare and clean beauty. And I discovered you could find the brand at Whole Foods, went and picked up a few products, and absolutely fell in love with the line and drove up the mountain. We were actually located in Frisco, Colorado at the time, which is right outside of Breckenridge. So if you've ever been to Colorado, it's just in this beautiful mountain town. And I started working there as an educator and customer service, and came onto the product development team about 8 years ago, and then took over development 3 years ago. So it's been quite the journey, but such a love affair with a brand that truly is active and professional oriented, but clean, stable, and sustainable. So it's so much more than just a natural ingredient with this company. So it's interesting because with my shell, it's so many philosophies. So I'll use, for example, in Hawaii, the ban on chemical sunscreens. My shell created natural sun care with titanium dioxide and zinc oxide over 15 years ago. And so we've been putting out this really great sustainable product that is protecting your skin, but also not bleaching the coral reefs at the same time. And so we've been doing that for a very long time and keeping in mind what we're formulating and how that's impacting not just the end user, but our environment as well. Same thing with plastic ingredients. The Microbead Act that got passed, I think, in about 2012. We have never used those ingredients within our products because we knew that would end up in our water supply. And so sustainability is something that we think through with every ingredient. We have a great lip product. And so our beeswax is cruelty free, sustainable, non GMO, and goes really far beyond just putting beeswax within our formula. It's so funny because I think it's all word of mouth, and the beauty industry is really kind of a small industry, and so you just start to work with different clients on different projects, and it's always nice when I can take the knowledge that I've learned over the years with my shell, but then help people that maybe are in a food category or in a baby category take that information and those connections and really pull together products that fit their target audience and their brand. But it really is, I think, a community effort of people coming together to make sure that we are putting out the best products we possibly can in the beauty industry. So sometimes I can't always disclose who I'm working with for non disclosures, but I will highlight another one that I think is fascinating, and it's crystal mineral deodorant. So we don't often think of deodorant as being a hot topic, but it's so important because it's a product we're using daily in a very specific area. And so it's a category where consumers should start to look at cleaning up their personal care beyond just facial care or beauty, but everything we're using from hair care to deodorants. And so, Crystal Mineral Deodorant, I started working with in 2017, and I'm really blown away how they've been around since 1984 and have put out products that help target that smell, that microbiome bacteria, but do it in a very natural and again sustainable way. So I've had a lot of fun with them on some new product innovation that has just hit the market. They went from roll ons and sprays into invisible solid sticks. So you can have that traditional format deodorant. But have it in a natural, really clean formulation from a trusted brand like Crystal. Yeah. No, so it's so funny. So that's actually the rock, and the rock is the original, and that's just potassium alum. It is a big chunk of stone, and you do have to get it wet. And what it does is lets those natural mineral salts then create a shield under your arm on your skin, and that traps that bacteria and odor so that you don't smell. So it's just this as natural can be application of deodorant. But Crystal took that mineral salt and was able to put it into a roll on. So, if that's your preferred method, we have different roll ons, we have sprays. And then the launch last year was what's called an invisible solid stick. And that lets you have really that nice traditional format of a deodorant that you might find at a big grocer, but then also have your clean ingredients. So we'll definitely hook you up with a variety of what we offer so you can see those different formats, but feel confident that you're getting a safe product. Uh, right. It's such a hard path to walk and really know, am I getting what I'm being sold and being told? And oftentimes you're not. It's such a hard thing. And with the average American, there's a statistic that I find fascinating. It's that approximately 12 personal care products are used each day. So we're exposed to like 126 unique different chemicals from those products. So it's really important that we know what we're putting on our skin and on our body. And I shop at certain places where I know those retailers are doing that job as well. So places like Whole Foods, they have their acceptable list and their unacceptable list. So you have to meet a certain criteria to even be sold in their store. And I think there are other great retailers too, like Credo, that has standards that make it defined for brands to meet clean, to meet natural, to meet sustainable. So you can find hidden gems in your natural co ops, in, like I said, Whole Foods grocers, but then also online. So I think it's always an important to know where you're buying your products first. But then resources like the Environmental Working Group, they have their Skin Deep website. And so I love that website because I can look up ingredients, I can look up products, I can look up brands and know what they're rated, where are the data gaps, and what kind of chemicals are being used in certain formulations. So there are tools out there that consumers can download, put on their phone, or reference online to really make sure they're getting what they want. So I am on News 2, Channel 2 here in Denver, which is CW. And then I also partner with Fox 31, Colorado's best beauty segment show. And that, is roughly once a month, but they can always find me with my shell. They can reach out to me through that brand. And since I do all of the product formulation with that specific line, it's a really great way to connect with me. And then on social, I've been doing this for such a long time. It's so funny. I just got on Instagram maybe 2 years ago and then only started posting about 6 months ago. I finally heard from my clients, the brands I was working with. I got the message that Instagram is the place to be. So I'm slowly building that community, but you can always reach out to me on there as well. And I'm going to keep my followers updated on where I am here locally. Absolutely. So, Lauren B, I am so excited. Again, small industry, and I got connected to her through a fellow brand and through a friend, and became obsessed with the products because I'll tell you, that has been one of the hardest things to clean up is my nail routine, and I'm a nail girl. And so I was blown away that this product not only applies beautifully, it gives you such shine and shimmer where you want it, or glitter application or matte application. But the part that really blew me away was how long it lasted. It had like a gel finish almost. And this is without formaldehyde or DPP, formaldehyde resins, camphor, some ingredients that you're finding in 99% of nail products. Another thing with the Lauren B line that is really great is it's made here in the US. It's cruelty free, it's vegan friendly. So you're getting what you want from that natural, clean, sustainable point, but you're getting a product that lasts and works. And their selection of colors is just fantastic. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's what I do. I take my products in with me, but then I have like her hand cream and the nail polish removing pads so I can do my own petties when I need to. So they just have such a beautiful line that you can really customize to your needs and kind of where you are in your nail routines. Yeah, Everyman Jack is such a great line for men. And I was introduced to them through a PR firm for a segment I did on TV about men's skincare routines and where do guys really even start to clean up their personal care products. And Everyman Jack is found in tons of great retailers. You can get them online, but you can also find them at Whole Foods as well. And they're targeted to men, and they have everything you need: hair, body, skin, shave, beard kits. It's a really good brand for going in and starting to transition over your products to products that are natural, sustainable, cruelty free, targeted towards not just plant based ingredients, but performance as well. They create a body wash that I steal from my husband. It just smells so clean and fresh. And when you're using it, it's just nice and silky. So it's good to know that there aren't parabens or phthalates or dyes or aluminum in their products, and you can get something that fits the needs for the guys in your life. Yeah, I mean, but that's where we all know in the clean industry, fragrance is where really so many chemicals and toxins lie. But with Everyman Jack, they have everything. They have your body products, your deodorants, your hair care shampoos, and it's targeted towards men. So it is the two in one. So it's not like the guys have to start using a ton of different products to clean up their routines. They still make it very simplistic, and they have smells like cedarwood and citrus and just these different fragrance and aroma profiles that are going to give you something that makes you smell good and not just feel like you're going without anymore. But again, those are going to be naturally derived fragrances. Yeah, it kind of depends on the brand. And sometimes, since a lot of what I do is very much involved on the product formulation side, I don't always work with them as much on their give back philosophies. But with my shell, I'll go back to that brand. We have 1% of all of the proceeds for any sun care product sold through my shell is donated to Surfriders, which is a fantastic nonprofit organization that helps keep our oceans clean. And so this is a important give back because not just are we creating reef safe, mineral safe sun care, but then we're taking those proceeds and giving it back to an organization that is keeping our oceans clean. So it really is that full circle process. With Crystal Mineral Deodorant, they work with breast cancer prevention. And this is an organization that they donate several thousands of dollars to help fight cancer and really provide mineral deodorants to help transition and move away consumers and breast cancer survivors and also people with that diagnosis into a more natural product that is going to be good for them. So my shell is a full range of facial care products, everything from your cleansers all the way down to your sunscreens. But the top selling products within the line is what I call the Beauty Key 3. It's the three products every one of us needs in our skincare routine. And the first is vitamin C. We don't make vitamin C in our bodies, so we have to obtain it from our diet, supplements, and then what we apply topically. But vitamin C is like this do it all ingredient. It's an antioxidant, it brightens, it helps to stimulate skin renewal, it can help target blemishes and breakouts. So it really is that do it all product. So the Perfect C serum is a top selling product for us year after year. Again, it's formulated with a high dose of L-ascorbic acid, your pure form of vitamin C, and you use it in the morning to really be that shield for anti pollution, free radicals, but just keeping your skin glowing and looking great. And then part of that Beauty Key 3 at night, we recommend using vitamin A, and that's one of our other top selling products. Vitamin A is the number one prescribed ingredient by doctors and dermatologists, and we use a natural patented form of vitamin A called retinol. And this goes in and helps to increase cell turnover, soften and smoothen the skin, even out your skin tone, helps reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It's just this anti aging superstar. So while you're resting, it's working really hard to keep you looking great. And then the third of our Beauty Key 3 is sunscreen. And that's why we're one of the fastest growing natural sun care brands because we create high end anti aging products. But we all know if you're not using sunscreen, you're aging. So the number one product you can apply for anti-aging is a good SPF. So we focus on creating high-end sun protection that completes that Beauty Key 3 system so you're getting everything you need. And that's for every skin type, every age, three products that we all really need. Yeah, sun care can be tough. And we have this idea that natural sun care is going to be really thick. Think of 1980s just caked on your face. And that's not the case anymore. Sunscreen technology has come really far, and so has green chemistry. So we're able to create products that give you this high end, nice finish and texture, but that right SPF protection. And so I always recommend looking for your zinc oxide. That's going to be your main active mineral. And there are only two minerals, so it's not too hard to really look at from an ingredient standpoint. And the other one is titanium dioxide. So if you're getting a product with a combination of those two or one of those ingredients, then that's fantastic. That's what you want to look for is a natural mineral based sun protection. Yeah, all of the above. It's so hard to formulate and natural. And I think it's brands that have been doing it a really long time that have set the tone. And now we see more mass brands doing it, some of those bigger players in the industry. So you're seeing commercials of brands claiming natural and going back to at the very beginning that greenwashing. What am I really getting? The formulation of natural can be very complicated and you have to define what that means because natural is not regulated. The FDA doesn't regulate any natural claims, sadly. And so it's up to brands to self regulate that definition. And so for me as a formulator, I look at it from a clean standpoint. What is a clean ingredient mean? Is it naturally derived? Is it formulated bioresourcefully? Is it something that you can do in a lab from a greenhouse effect? What is that overall in formulation? And can we make sure it's cruelty free and not tested on animals? And not just the end formulation, but any ingredient going into that formulation. So it always depends on the project and the scope of work, but there's so much that goes into really making that natural, clean product. So I'm a mom, and so that always is like the focal point of my day getting started is getting my kids dressed off to school, ready to fight the world. And with me, then I go to my next appointment, whether it's early to go and do a beauty segment on the news or on a TV show, or into my office in Boulder, where I get to work with my Shell and Crystal Mineral deodorant and work on product formulations and with some really great product development team members on new product launches or ingredients. Or we'll have packaging suppliers come in and show us new packaging that's from post consumer waste or paperboard, recyclable materials. So a lot of it is just engaging with industry members and vendors and suppliers and pulling projects together. And time flies. And I love it. I love what I do, whether it's writing a blog or going on a show or connecting with you and doing a podcast. Like every day is different and every day is amazing because it's in our beauty world, but it's also making our beauty world better. Right. Yeah. For me, clean beauty means product safety, first and foremost. It means brand transparency. So knowing I'm getting exactly what they're telling me I'm getting, whether it's the source of an ingredient or the way the product was made overall. I think that it also goes into product technology and innovation because even though it's natural, we still want it to work. So that's something that's really important. We want products that give us the results that we're giving our money for. And then sustainability. So for clean beauty, it really is important that it goes so much further than just being natural, but being sustainable too. So that's kind of my philosophy and approach with not just my shell, but really every brand that I use within my personal routine, but then work with as well. Yes. So this spring with my shell, we have a Perfect C plus B Pro lotion coming to the market. This is a velvety, rich lotion that is loaded with your L-ascorbic acid at a 12% concentration. But then we've also added in your niacinamide vitamin B to give you increased cellular support for anti pollution, but also softening, smoothing, hydrating. And I'm just obsessed with this product. I feel like I can use just this and have such a great feel and look to my skin. So that's coming out here in just a few weeks, and we're so excited about that. We have a lot of new sun care products that we just recently launched. So as summer rolls around, it's something you definitely want to check out. And then we also have an entire line of hyaluronic products that we just brought to market. And these are products that are loaded with your hyaluronic acid, which holds a ton of weight in itself within your skin. It's a moisture loving molecule. And we have cleansers, we have a cream, we have a serum, a water mask that you can even sleep in overnight. So we have so much fun stuff with my shell coming to market. And then with some of the other brands that I can't mention, all I can say is the natural industry is really leading the way, not just with clean beauty, but I think with trends overall. Watch out for natural skincare because it really is happening quickly. Yes, and it's something that again it's for all skin types with hyaluronic and the Perfect C products. So no matter what you're looking for within your skincare routine, this is going to identify, once you've applied it and give you exactly what you're looking for. Oh my gosh, right? It's like picking my favorite child. I can't do it. uh, I have so many favorites, but there is one that I use weekly and I'm just obsessed with, and it's the Perfect C Pro Speed Peel. Being an esthetician, this was such a fun product to help formulate because it is an active professional treatment that will leave you feeling like you just had a very expensive facial at the spa. And the best part is you use it once a week and only for 1 minute. It's that active. And then you rinse it off. And it's a 25% blend of lemon zest puree. So, really beautiful, thick, kind of fruity texture to it. You even see the lemon pulp within the formula. But then it has 10% L-ascorbic acid and a dose of lactic acid and vitamin A. So it's an active exfoliant that just increases that cell turnover, gets rid of those dead skin cells, increases circulation, and leaves your skin glowing for days. And so I am obsessed with that. It's been out for 2 years and I go through it, regularly. And so that's one that I have introduced so many people to. And then the refining sugar cleanser. It's a daily product that I use and it smells like a sugar cookie. I'm obsessed. I want to eat it, but I don't. It just smells great. It has peptides, so it's anti aging. It turns into this foamy cleanser, so it really removes all of my makeup and washes away the day and leaves my skin feeling soft and smooth. So, those are two products that I can't live without. There's several different formulations, and with meat, it oftentimes actually starts on paper, right? You write the idea, you write the concept, you write the profile of what you want to create, and then you look at the raw material. What ingredients help me create that end goal? What ingredient works for hydration or for anti-aging? And so you start to pull kind of the recipe together, and then it's very much trial and error as you go through the chemistry of mixing and really pulling the product together. And that's where I reach out and I work with fantastic chemists that we have within different brands, and they help us to pull together a final formulation that's scalable that you can then take to market. But there's also making sure that we implement the right stability practices and testing prior to it going to market, so that the consumer is getting something that's not going to be harmful or cause reactions or anything like that. So it really is this full on process. And I have a few different locations. Like, I have my home office, and there are ingredients everywhere, and I call it my kitchen cosmetics, where I'm at my desk and I am just putting stuff together, textures, ingredients, formulations, to write those profiles. And then we can go to our bigger labs and work in the actual lab with the chemist hands on to pull the final formulations together and use the right equipment to make that happen. So, yeah, the visual can change every day, but again, that's what I love, is having different locations I can go to make those products come together. So I have always been into makeup. That's actually what got me into skincare. I had terrible acne and was learning at a teenage, in my teenage years, how to cover up, how to put on a face to cover up my face, basically. And that was before the days of YouTube and really good tutorials. So it was, you know, self taught. And then I'm from the South and there are tons of beauty queens. I worked with some friends who were in different shows and pageants and started to just get into makeup, and then started to work with different lines on just being a freelance makeup artist and doing different events with consumers. And then when I became a licensed esthetician, I did tons of weddings and bridal events and different things like that. But about 10 years ago is when I left doing that. Now I do it more for fun. Halloween is my go to holiday for makeup. But I got on the back end side of working with brands and more behind the scenes. But makeup will always be something I am super passionate about and doing on the side for fun. I think it is a combination. It does take a lot of hard work. I went to aesthetic school to be an esthetician in Arkansas, where I'm from, and I did that for a little bit and did a lot of makeup as I was going through school at the University of Arkansas. I moved to Colorado and actually took additional esthetician courses to increase my hours and get certified in this state with chemical peel and microdermabrasions and permanent makeup and just different things that you can do hours wise to build onto your license. And so for me, I always wanted to have that skincare license so I could work with clients and understand at a deep cellular level how the skin was working and what treatments you could do to target, that girl like me who struggled with acne or the woman who has hyperpigmentation. So I continue to take many skincare courses so I can learn the latest trends and techniques and what's available to consumers. But then on the business side, I am a member of the American Chemical Society as a non scientist. So I do some webinar trainings and courses through them to make sure I'm staying up on the latest and greatest chemistry information and green chemistry formulation options. So it is constantly about learning and being open to increasing your knowledge span and your education. So that's my advice is figure out what you want to do, work really hard to do it, and never stop learning. Always invest in your education. It doesn't just stop at high school or at college or after you get your esthetician license. It should be something you do every day, whether it's reading a beauty trend report, listening to a podcast like this, or taking a next class. Make sure that you make that investment. I don't. I still do makeup for certain. I just did a friend makeup for our wedding, and I will do that on the side. I don't have time to work in a spa or work with clients anymore. I still have a lot of people who will call me and ask me, okay, here's what's going on. What should I do? And I'll tell them, okay, take this supplement, try this brand, um, give it 3 weeks and get back to me. So I still have so many people who reach out to me for advice and information and recommendations. But yeah, I miss the spa days sometimes, but again, I love where I'm at in my career now. Yeah, I have. They're a fantastic brand, and they are a co-founding member with the EWG, like my shell is for their verified safety program for consumers. And I think that their products are so interesting. They have such a plethora of products available to consumers, and I think they do a good job at being clean and being sustainable. Um, I think it's really important that consumers continue to create that demand for natural products, continue to create the demand that manufacturers are cruelty free. It's driven by consumers and by us as individuals to make sure that we take the industries where we want them to go. So I just encourage everyone listening to shop for the right products, support those brands that you feel are doing it right, because that's what's going to help in the long run make a difference to change the industry. Um, so I've got a little girl. Her name's Khaleesi, and she is 6, and my son Ben is 9. Like, yeah, yeah, we spell it and we're not like super Game of Thrones nerds or anything, but I was pregnant watching the show. I love the sound of it. I played with it in several different ways. And yeah, we changed the spelling, but we named her Khaleesi. And it's so, yeah. Yeah, just at Catie Wiggy. Yep. Catie and Wiggy, Wiggy. Yeah, you too. Thanks. Bye.